Hey, it's David Pingree. We're out here at Milestone today for the 2017 Kawasaki 450 launch. This bike for 2017 doesn't have a whole bunch of changes. This was all new for last year, so they focused on really fine-tuning what they had come up with in 2016. So some really cool changes, though, that actually do make a big difference. The ECU's been completely changed up, remapped. Just there was some popping that went on with the 2016. If you're one of those owners, you understand what I'm talking about. Didn't really affect the way the bike operated, but it was more of an annoyance. That's cleaned up, supposedly. We haven't had our chance on the bike yet, but they say the new ECU settings really cleaned that up, really make the bike run clean. You've got sublimated graphics, so all this stuff is built right into the plastic. I don't know why they couldn't have done this years and years ago. All the manufacturers, it's such a cool feature. So no more rubbing off your graphics and looking like you have a beat up bike after a couple of rides. And the other thing is the seat. There were some issues with some riders. If you seat bounce real hard, you'd get a lot of flex in the seat. It could come unclipped. So they reinforced the seat to make it a little more rigid as far as the base goes. And we'll see how that thing feels once we get it on the track. The other thing they really focused on in 2017 was the suspension. The front fork got a update in terms of valving and setup, so that's all new. Also, the air valves up top got flip-flop from last year. So what was the inner chamber is now the outer and vice versa. Doesn't affect the way the fork works. They just want to make sure we reiterate that to the public so you don't get confused. They are marked on the tops, just know that those have been switched. All new triple clamp. This was based on something they learned from the race team in terms of rigidity. They tried to duplicate that. So we'll be looking to see if we can feel that to help with cornering and just front end rigidity. The rear end got a whole bunch of changes as well. So all new swing arm that allows a little bit more room between the shock and where that back of the swing arm sits. At times there was dirt and rocks getting lodged in there that couldn't find their way out. So that bigger opening now lets things fall through. And some changes in rigidity in that thing as well. All new dog bone and linkage, which goes along with some new valving that's in this shock. So I think what they really tried to do was take the 16 model, get rid of any bugs or glitches that they had, maybe try to fine-tune some of the handling characteristics, and we're going to go put it on the track and see if those things made a difference. All right, we got some time on this thing, and a little tough to tell what's going on out there. They've got enough water out there to pretty much flood an entire city. Track's a little muddy, so kind of hard to get a feel for what's going on. I did notice for sure that the mapping seems a lot cleaner. I don't have any of that pop on deceleration or just random places like we used to get a little bit last year on the 16. So their ECU mapping change is definitely an improvement this year. And that's nice. The motor's super strong as always, pulls really clean through the power. If anything, it felt like the power was a little bit smoother, not so much of a hard hit. I don't know if that's the mapping change or what, but I really was enjoying riding the engine out there. The suspension was a little tough to tell, to be real honest with you. We've got a standard air pressure setting in here, which we'll list at the bottom of the video. And it seemed to work fine. I didn't have any issues, but there's not a lot of bumps built up yet, so we'll continue to ride this thing and see if we can come back with a dialed-in video and get you some more details on where we like the suspension and where we recommend setting those pressures and things. All in all, it did feel balanced. Felt like front and rear were working together, dropping into turns nicely, good absorption, landing off jumps, wasn't bottoming out or doing anything strange. So, a great motorcycle last year, this 450 from Kawasaki, and the 17 seems like it's just refined and polished up a little bit from that. So check it out at your local Kawasaki dealer soon, and thank you for watching Racer X Online.